Hello again, everyone, to another part of the Market Mind introductory series. I'm Aryan, and today we're going to be looking at. I thought we would start with one of the most interesting parts, sentiment intel. Now, when you open it here, you see a dashboard with the past 48 hours of Nifty 500 and Nifty 50 stock noise on various social medias. We get these aggregates, and we also see weekly spikes and daily spikes. How many stocks are currently generating chatter, and you can use those as indicators in and of themselves. But we also have some pre generated and tested, you could call strategies here. But these are, of course, not financial advice or recommendations. These are just data points. For example, the market wide signals we can see here. Currently, we're seeing greed, and on the basis of retail sentiment, B24, which is our internal code for the currently active market wide sentiment, is 20% win rate and a mean forward return of minus 3.6. As you can see in the active signals right now, it's a short bias signal. And 20% hit rate here means that only 20% of the time was the market higher than it currently is on a 50-day forward horizon with current sentiment conditions. So that's one part of sentiment intel. Now, if you go back to the sentiment hub, a very interesting part for day to day trading is the spike tracker. Now, you can switch between Nifty 50 and 500 within the spike tracker, and we can see what sort of spikes are currently active for daily and weekly as well. Now, these get updated daily, but it's also, as for the weekly ones, it's last 14 days, as you can see here. So we have the dates listed here such that you know how long the holding period etc is, because as you can see here we have, for example, Indigo at the top here, and it's launched on, it's for the week starting 1st of June, so that's this week, and it's gonna stay long for 50 days based on the current spike in the mixed direction in its social media chatter. Of course, the daily spikes are a little less potent, let's say, but they do have faster moves. Of course, since they're more event based and more spiky event based usually, which means fast moves appear because of them. And as you can see here, we also have done some calculations for you beforehand, and such as Maruti had a big spike on the 1st of June, but the direction was bull. But it means just watching it, because we don't have a clear consensus on whether it's going to go up or down because of this. So that's the spike tracker. We've tried, as you can see here, to make everything as easy to use as possible. You don't really have to do your own research outside of the system. What would be better if, what I've noticed is I get the best result out of these kind of things is when I combine them with technicals and flows and that sort of stuff, which is also available in. Let me just show you that right now. If you touch the secondary intel at the top left of the side there, you can pick up consensus picks as well and see where multiple things are sort of aligning. And then you can also, on the main screen, find out if there's any spikes or any sentiment stuff that's going on any of the listed stocks, and prepare some sort of a trade using that. You also have the AI sidebar, of course, where you can ask questions. It's a proper LLM. So, for example, we could ask it within the weekly playbook, where we have some other strats based on, again, the same sort of sentiment, retail sentiment stuff. It's more long horizon stuff in the long right now, as you can see, and short horizon stuff in the bearish side, which is usually how it plays out. And we can ask about any particular stock we see here. So I could type hi, I see Indigo is buy on sentiment side, but isn't it suffering financially? Because that's what my, I don't know the actual earning details of Indigo in recent times, but as far as I can remember, it wasn't doing great like most airlines. So let's see what the AI has to say about it. Social chatter spike, 33% win rate. Here's the financial reality. The PE is stretched, the PAT has collapsed. Hmm. Yeah, it just seems like a turnaround play, as we can see here. And that was made clear by the AI pretty much instantly. And I'm sure most of us would agree with that sentiment, that it's probably a short term spike on Indigo, and it might just stay here or go to lower levels in the medium to long term if they don't get a bigger turnaround in the earnings story, which is go on to now the fourth part, stock drill down. This shows you for any particular stock you want out of the Nifty 50, the stock per stock detail of what any day look like in terms of, the retail sentiment. This is one part of the entire system, and these things are best used in conjunction with one another. Stock wise sentiment, another cool part. This is all basically this different ways of looking at the similar sort of stuff, not exactly the same, because I mean, when you get to stuff like this, the stock wise sentiment, you could, for portfolio planners, you could do something like, buying the top sentiment stocks and selling the most bearish ones, or in fact, and we have signal reliabilities here for the stock. Some stocks do move anti. The good ones are mentioned here. So if Adani Enterprises, for example, says 80% here, that pretty much means that if it's mostly bullish in sentiment, it'll go up, and vice versa for bearish. So that's it for the sentiment intel. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have great success in your trades using this new stuff. And yeah, see you in the